Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The belief in the divine decree, to believe in the qadr of Allah, is the sixth pillar of Al-Iman. And this is one of the pillars of Al-Iman that many people have disputes or have confusion when it comes to the belief of it. How to believe in the qadr of Allah, the divine decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way that it was explained, the first pillar of Al-Iman, you won't have any problems in believing in the qadr of Allah. That's why this is one of the pillars of Al-Iman. A person is not a believer till he believes in the qadr and the divine decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His knowledge encompasses everything. That He knew the past, the present, the future, the impossible, if it happens, how it happens. All of that is in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, encompasses everything. Ourselves, our actions, everything. To believe that everything is written by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created is Al-Qalam, the pen. And He ordered it to write what's going to be till the Day of Judgment. So everything, the creation, the actions of people, everything is recorded, is written in Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz, the sacred tablet with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The qadr, or what's written, is one of the secrets of Allah. Not even the angels, they know about the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is written in Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz. Not even Jibreel alayhi salam. So only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the qadr, or what's written, till the Day of Judgment. To believe that everything happens by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will encompasses all wills. We have a will as human beings. And we have a free choice, whether to be believers or disbelievers, whether to be obedient or not. If I decided to raise my hand, I raise my hand by the permission of Allah. And whoever says that I'm forced to raise my hand or forced to put my hand down, there's something wrong with his intellect. That means he lost his mind. Nobody would ever think and live this life according to this false thinking. So we have a choice. But the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encompasses everything because He is the owner of all things. Otherwise we're claiming, attributing deficiencies to the Creator of the heavens and earth, and we'll talk about that later inshallah ta'ala. So to believe in the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that encompasses everything, and to believe in the creation of Allah, that everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. Allahu khalaqakum wa ma ta'malun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you and also your actions. Because our actions are part of the creation of Allah, because we are creation of Allah. To understand this, to believe in this is an essential part of our faith and our belief in the pillar of Al-Iman. No doubt about it, no compromisation whatsoever to this. To comprehend, to understand the essence of Al-Qadr and how it works, it's beyond our capacity. But the belief in it is by necessity. There are certain things in this life that you would believe in it by necessity, but you might not be able to comprehend it. What does that mean? It means that there is no other way to believe in the qadr unless you believe it in such a way. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most just. Those who disbelieve in the qadr of Allah, they're attributing injustice to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In both extremes. Those who believe that everything is by the qadr of Allah, in the sense that everybody is forced to do whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed. They're attributing injustice to Allah. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would force the people to do evil and then He would punish them. This is attributing injustice to Allah, and that's not permissible. So by necessity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most just. And on the other hand, those who would disbelieve in the qadr of Allah, they say that the human beings, they create their own actions, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not know about this, is not recorded, and so on. They're attributing ignorance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is, there's no way it's going to happen, it's no way it exists. So it's by necessity, people have to believe in the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we comprehend it? We cannot comprehend it because we are limited. But it doesn't go against our own intellect and reason. Because the Creator of the heavens and the earth, He's the most perfect. So therefore, do not really pay attention to the essence of it. Pay attention to how to believe in it and how to benefit from it, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most high. We'll continue with this, inshallah, in the next episode. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who have the proper belief, the perfect belief in the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His names and the pillars of Al-Iman. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.